This no-weather radio station is in abbreviated mode due to severe weather. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service in Jacksonville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Suwannee County until 6 o'clock p.m. at 5:17 p.m. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing nickel-size hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. This storm was located near Lordville and moving south at 15 miles per hour. These strong thunderstorms will also affect areas around Suwannee Springs, Live Oak, Houston, Wellborn, and New Bern through 5:45 p.m. Hail up to 1/2 inch in diameter, excessive cloud-to-ground lightning and gusty winds of 45 to 55 miles per hour can't be expected, along with possible minor damage. If you are in its path, prepare immediately for damaging winds, destructive hail, and deadly cloud-to-ground lightning. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEB97 in Lake City, Florida, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a special marine warning for North Mobile Bay, South Mobile Bay until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a thunderstorm producing strong wind 34 knots or greater was located over Bonsecourt Bay, or 7 nautical miles southeast of Mobile Bay, moving northwest at 15 knots. This storm has a history of rotation and water spouts are possible. Locations impacted include Middle Bay Light, Point Clear, Bonsecourt Bay, Alabama Port, Gaillard Island, Mobile Bay, Weeks Bay. Thunderstorms can produce sudden water spouts which can easily overturn boats. If a water spout is spotted, move at a 90-degree angle from its apparent movement and seek safe harbor immediately. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Baldwin County and southwestern Alabama until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing damaging winds over 60 miles per hour was located over Gulf Shores and moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. Locations impacted include Fairhope, Foley, Gulf Shores, Point Clear, Magnolia Springs, Bonsecourt. This is a dangerous storm. Prepare for damaging winds. People outside should move inside a strong building, but away from windows. To report severe weather, call 800-284-9059. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Baldwin, Alabama. Northeast at 10 knots. Locations impacted include Blackwater Bay Bridge, The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Destin to Pensacola, Florida, out 20 nautical miles until 11:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:43 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a thunderstorm producing strong wind 34 knots or greater was located near Navarre Beach, or 8 nautical miles southwest of Mariester, moving northeast at 10 knots. Locations impacted include Navarre Beach. Expect gusty winds, high waves, dangerous lightning, and heavy rains. Seek safe harbor immediately. Locations impacted include Milton, Spring Hill, Baghdad. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Destin to Pensacola, Florida, out 20 nautical miles until 11:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:11 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a thunderstorm producing strong wind 34 knots or greater was located near Navarre Beach, or 9 nautical miles southwest of Mariester, moving northeast at 15 knots. Locations impacted include Fort Walton Liberty Ship Reef, Okaloosa Pier. Expect gusty winds, high waves, dangerous lightning, and heavy rains. Seek safe harbor immediately. A tropical storm warning is now in effect for the Alabama coastal counties and the northwest Florida panhandle, including the coastal waters out 60 nautical miles. Areas affected. This local statement provides important information and recommended actions for people in marine interests in select locations southwest Alabama and the western Florida panhandle and Gulf coastal waters destined to Pascagoula out 60 nautical miles. Watches and warnings. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the following locations: Upper Mobile, Upper Baldwin, Lower Mobile, Lower Baldwin, Inland Escambia, Coastal Escambia, Inland Santa Rosa, Coastal Santa Rosa, Inland Okaloosa, and Coastal Okaloosa. For marine interests, a tropical storm warning is in effect for Gulf coastal waters destined to Pascagoula out 60 nautical miles, including Mobile Bay. Storm information. At 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the center of Tropical Storm Debbie was located near latitude 27.5 north, longitude 87.0 west. This was about 230 miles south-southeast of Mobile, Alabama, or about 200 miles south of Pensacola, Florida. Storm motion was north, or 360 degrees at 2 miles per hour. Storm intensity was 60 miles per hour. Preparedness actions. For those under a warning, now is the time to rush to completion preparations for the protection of life and property. Evacuate if directed to do so by local officials, or if your home is vulnerable to high winds or flooding. For interests at ports, docks, and marinas, urgently complete prescribed preparations according to your emergency operations plan for tropical cyclones. If you live on a boat, make final preparations for securing your craft before leaving it. Be sure to account for the possible closure of bridges and causeways. Regarding any coastal waters under a warning, small craft should remain in port and well secured. For additional precautionary and preparedness information, please refer to the detailed recommendations relative to your location as further described by your local National Weather Service office and local emergency management. Next update, the next local statement will be issued by the National Weather Service in Mobile shortly. Timing through tonight. Impacts. Frequent life-threatening rip currents are expected. The surf is dangerous for all levels of swimmers. There is a high risk of rip currents. Rip currents are life-threatening to anyone entering the surf. If you become caught in a rip current, yell for help. Remain calm, do not exhaust yourself, and stay afloat while waiting for help. If you have to swim out of a rip current, swim parallel to shore and back toward the beach when possible. Do not attempt to swim directly against a rip current, as you will tire quickly. Flash flood watch in effect through Saturday morning. The National Weather Service in Tallahassee has issued a flash flood watch for the Florida Panhandle, western Big Bend, extreme southeast Alabama, and all of southwest and south central Georgia except Lanier and Lowndes counties. Through Saturday morning, rainfall totals over the watch area are expected to range from 2 to 4 inches, with locally higher amounts of 5 to 6 inches possible. A flash flood watch means that conditions may develop that lead to flash flooding. Flash flooding is a very dangerous situation. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued. Flash flood watch remains in effect through late tonight. The flash flood watch continues for portions of Alabama, northwest Florida, and southeast Mississippi, including the following areas in Alabama: Baldwin Central, Baldwin Coastal, Baldwin Inland, Butler, Choctaw, Clark, Conecuh, Covington, Crenshaw, Escambia, Mobile Central, Mobile Coastal, Mobile Inland, Monroe, Washington, and Wilcox. In northwest Florida, Escambia Coastal, Escambia Inland, Okaloosa Coastal, Okaloosa Inland, Santa Rosa Coastal, and Santa Rosa Inland. In southeast Mississippi, George, Greene, Perry, Stone, and Wayne. Through late tonight's storm, total rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches with isolated higher totals of 6 to 8 inches will be possible over the flash flood watch area through Friday night. Excessive runoff from heavy rains falling over already saturated grounds will lead to favorable conditions for localized flash flooding of low-lying areas as well as minor flooding along creeks and streams through late Friday night. A flash flood watch means that conditions may develop that lead to flash flooding. Flash flooding is a very dangerous situation. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued airman and small stream flood advisory for poor drainage areas for northwestern Baldwin County in southwestern Alabama, central Mobile County in southwestern Alabama, until 9:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 7:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to a cluster of thunderstorms moving northeast across Mobile. The thunderstorms will likely produce a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain as they move northeastward across greater Mobile and adjacent areas of the eastern shore. This will result in minor flooding and poor drainage in low-lying areas. Additional thunderstorms are expected to move into Mobile and Baldwin counties from southeast Mississippi and will prolong the risk of urban flooding. Some locations that will experience flooding include Mobile, Prichard, Saraland, Bay Minette, Spanish Fort, Satsuma, Chickasaw, Criolla, Midtown Mobile, Downtown Mobile, Gilman's Corner, Theodore, Regional Airport in West Mobile, Grand Bay, Interstate 65 and Alabama Highway 59, I-65 and I-165, I-10 and I-65, Stapleton, Interstate 65 and Alabama Highway 287 and I-65 and Alabama 225. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Excessive runoff from heavy rainfall will cause flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses as well as other drainage areas and low-lying spots. This is a special weather statement for the following counties in Alabama: Baldwin Central, Baldwin Inland, Mobile Central and Mobile Inland. Special weather statement. At 7:44 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking a cluster-strong thunderstorm over downtown Mobile, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Winds in excess of 30 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted include Mobile, Prichard, Bay Minette, Spanish Fort, Chickasaw, Midtown Mobile, Downtown Mobile, Stapleton, I-65 and I-165, I-10 and I-65, Interstate 65 and Highway 45, Interstate 65 and Alabama Highway 158 and Daphne, Fairhope. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Stay tuned for further updates from your National Weather Service in Mobile.
Here are the 8 a.m. area weather observations.
This is NOAA Weather Radio KHB32, serving the Tampa Bay area on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz.
These are the 3 p.m. observations for the local area.
The National Weather Service in Ruskin has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs, Florida, Bonita Beach to Englewood, Florida, 20 nautical miles. Tampa Bay waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs, Florida, 20 to 60 nautical miles, including Longboat Key, Longboat Pass, New Pass, seas to Key and Venice Inlet, until 1:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 12:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms, producing strong winds 34 knots, or greater 10 to 15 nautical miles west of New Pass, moving east at 20 knots. Mariners can expect strong winds, high waves, dangerous lightning, and heavy rains. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately. Conditions are also favorable for the formation of waterspouts, which can form with little or no warning. National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 82, effective until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This watch includes the following counties in Florida: Hardee, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pinellas, and Polk, and the following marine locations: Tampa Bay waters and coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs out 20 nautical miles. Remember, a tornado watch means that conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail and damaging winds, and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Repeating, Tornado Watch number 82 has been issued from 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following counties in Florida: Hardee, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pinellas, and Polk, and the following marine locations: Tampa Bay waters and coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs out 20 nautical miles.
National Weather Service in Ruskin has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs, Florida out 20 nautical miles. Tampa Bay waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs, Florida out 20 to 60 nautical miles, including Anna Maria Island, Clearwater Beach, Courtney Campbell Causeway, Egmont Key, Candy Bridge, Hillsborough Bay, Howard Franklin Bridge, Indian Rocks Beach, Johns Pass, Longboat Key, Longboat Pass, New Pass, Old Tampa Bay, Passaic Channel, Sarasota Bay, Siesta Key, St. Pete Beach, Sunshine Skyway Bridge, Tampa Bay, Terracea Bay and Venice Inlet. Until noon Eastern Daylight Time at 10:35 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms, producing strong winds 34 knots or greater, 10 to 15 nautical miles southwest of Egmont Key, moving east at 25 knots. Mariners can expect strong winds, high waves, dangerous lightning, and heavy rains. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately. Conditions are also favorable for the formation of waterspouts, which can form with little or no warning.
An hour. The pressure was 29.93 inches and falling. At St. Pete Clearwater Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 80.
Tropical storm warning in effect. A tropical storm warning in effect for the following counties in Florida: coastal Citrus, coastal Hernando, coastal Hillsborough, coastal EV, coastal Manatee, coastal Pasco, coastal Sarasota, inland Citrus, inland Hernando, inland Hillsborough, inland Levy, inland Pasco and Pinellas. Flood watch in effect through Monday evening. The National Weather Service in Miami has issued a flood watch for a portion of South Florida, including the following areas: coastal Broward, coastal Collier, coastal Miami-Dade, coastal Palm Beach, far south Miami-Dade, Glades, Hendry, inland Broward, inland Collier, inland Miami-Dade, inland Palm Beach, mainland Monroe, Metro Broward, Metro Miami-Dade, and Metro Palm Beach. Through Monday evening, Tropical Storm Isaac is forecast by the National Hurricane Center to move northwest today and into the southeast Gulf of Mexico tonight, before moving into the northern Gulf of Mexico early this week. This will bring deep tropical moisture to the area through Monday, increasing the chance for torrential rainfall. Storm total amounts of 4 to 8 inches expected through Monday, with localized higher rainfall amounts where rain bands move through. Residents of flood-prone areas should check preparedness requirements and take immediate action to protect property. A flood watch means conditions are favorable for heavy rains and possible flooding. Persons in the watch area should remain weather alert and be ready for quick action should flooding begin or warning be issued. Additional updated will be issued later today. The National Weather Service in Miami has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Deerfield Beach to Ocean Reef, Florida, 20 nautical miles, waters from Deerfield Beach to Ocean Reef, Florida from 20 to 60 nautical miles, excluding the territorial waters of Bahamas, Biscayne Bay until 1 p.m. At 11:56 a.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated showers capable of producing strong winds of 34 knots or greater over Key Biscayne, moving west at 15 knots. In addition, any showers occurring in the warning area will be capable of producing strong winds to 34 knots or greater. Water spouts are possible with this activity. Strong gusty winds and higher seas are likely. Boaters, especially those under sail, should seek safe harbor immediately until conditions improve. Water spouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Your best course of evasive action, if threatened by a water spout, is to move at a 90-degree angle from its apparent movement. Seek safe harbor immediately. The following is a tropical storm watch for the following locations in Florida: coastal Broward, coastal Collier, coastal Miami-Dade, coastal Palm Beach, far south Miami-Dade, Glades, Hendry, inland Broward, inland Collier, inland Miami-Dade, inland Palm Beach, metro Broward, and metro Miami-Dade. A tropical storm watch is in effect. Messages transmitted at the request of Clay County Emergency Management. Black Creek and all its tributaries are at major flood stage and are projected to crest over record flood stage by Wednesday afternoon. All residents in the vicinity of Black Creek and its tributaries are strongly advised to move to higher ground. Flooding has been reported in many low-lying areas around the county and is impacting homes in these areas. A shelter is open at Middleburg High School, 3750 County Road 220, Middleburg. If you have any special needs or need assistance in relocating, please contact Clay County Emergency Management at the following phone number: 904-284-7703. This is a flash flood warning. A flash flood emergency continues for Duval and Northeast Clay counties. A flash flood warning remains in effect until 9:45 p.m. for Duval and Northern Clay counties. At 7:24 p.m., local law enforcement officials reported a broad area of heavy rainfall across downtown Jacksonville and Northeast Clay County, producing flash flooding. Water rescues were occurring across portions of Duval and Northeast Clay County. This area of slow-moving rainfall will drift slowly east to southeast through 10 p.m. Other locations in the warning include but are not limited to San Pablo, Ocean Way, Jacksonville Beach, Fort Caroline, Neptune Beach, Mayport, Little Talbot Island and Talbot Island. Areas in Northeast Clay County including Orange Park, Argyle, Oakleaf Plantation and Doctors Inlet. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. If flash flooding is observed, act quickly. Move up to higher ground to escape flood waters. Do not stay in areas subject to flooding when water begins rising. Most flood deaths occur in automobiles. Never drive your vehicle into areas where the water covers the roadway. Flood waters are usually deeper than they appear. Just 1 foot of flowing water is powerful enough to sweep vehicles off the road. When encountering flooded roads, make the smart choice. Turn around, don't drown. Report flooding to the nearest law enforcement agency or your county emergency management, or you can also call the National Weather Service in Jacksonville directly at 800-499-1594 to report flooding. Repeating, a flash flood warning remains in effect until 9:45 p.m. for the following counties in Florida: Clay and Duval. Has issued a river flood emergency for the St. Mary's River Basin in Baker County, northwestern Nassau County, southern Camden County. This includes the cities of Woodbine, St. Mary's, southeastern Charlton County. Until 10 o'clock p.m. Thursday, a historic flood is occurring on the St. Mary's River due to very heavy rainfall from Tropical Storm Debbie. Rapid rises along the St. Mary's River and its tributaries are expected within the next 24 hours, and these flood waters will affect residents along the river basin in Nassau, Baker, Charlton, and Camden counties. Areas that do not normally flood along the St. Mary's River 24 hours to 36 hours. Overland flooding will extend to and connect with the Satilla River to the north along and west of the State Road 110 in Georgia east of Folkestone. Residents should closely monitor the situation with a heightened level of urgency and not wait until the last minute to evacuate. If you find yourself in immediate danger, please dial 911. Residents and those with interest along the St. Mary's River Basin should take immediate action to protect life and property. For Nassau County residents, a shelter has been opened at the Hilliard High School should evacuees need a location to stay until river elevations have subsided. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio or television stations, or cable television for any updates. For additional information, visit the National Weather Service in Jacksonville website on the internet at weather.gov/jax. Repeating, an aerial flood warning has been issued until 10 o'clock p.m. Thursday for the following counties in Florida, Baker, and Nassau, and the following counties in Georgia, Camden, and Charlton. This is a river flood warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service in Jacksonville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Duval County, eastern Nassau County, until 7:45 p.m. at 6:53 p.m. National Weather Service meteorologists were tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing quarter-size hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. This storm was located near Ortega, or near Orange Park, and moving north at 25 miles per hour. Other locations in the warning include but are not limited to Ortega, the University of North Florida, San Marco, Riverside, downtown Jacksonville, Arlington, Fort Caroline, Ocean Way, Jacksonville International Airport, and Yulee. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7:45 p.m. for the following counties in Florida, Duval, and Nassau. This is a tornado warning. A tornado warning remains in effect until 10 o'clock p.m. for northwestern Camden, northern Charlton, southern Brantley, and extreme eastern Ware counties. At 9:40 p.m., National Weather Service meteorologists continued to track a tornado. This tornado was located near Race Pond, or 12 miles northwest of Folkestone, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Other locations. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KHB39 in Jacksonville, Florida, serving northeast Florida and the adjacent coastal waters 24 hours a day, on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz. Broadcasts originate from the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville. On the weather map. Tornado warning for the following county, Volusia County, Florida. A tornado warning remains in effect until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for northeast Volusia County. At 3:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, National Weather Service meteorologists continued to detect a tornado. This tornado was located near Ormond Beach, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Other locations in the warning include but are not limited to Daytona Beach, Holly Hill, Daytona Beach Shores, Daytona International Speedway. If in mobile homes or vehicles, evacuate them and get inside a sturdy shelter. The safest place to be during a tornado is in a strong building on the lowest floor, in an interior room such as a bathroom or closet. Keep away from windows. Get under a workbench or other piece of sturdy furniture. Use blankets or pillows to cover your body. Evacuate mobile homes or vehicles for more substantial shelter. The National Weather Service in Tampa Bay Ruskin has issued a beach hazard statement for Florida red tide respiratory irritation, which is in effect through Thursday evening. Red tide hazards Florida red tide respiratory irritation. Red tide potential impacts. Symptoms may include coughing, sneezing, and tearing eyes. People with respiratory conditions such as asthma, emphysema, and other pulmonary diseases may be more sensitive. Irritation may vary locally and throughout the day. Florida red tide respiratory irritation timing/location. NOAA forecast, northern Sarasota County. Bay regions, possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Precautionary/preparedness actions. If you experience uncomfortable symptoms, consider going to an unaffected beach nearby. For red tide forecast information, visit http://descentcurrents.noaa.gov/have all lowercase. Florida red tide observations. You can find unaffected beaches by checking reports of recent local observations and data. Moat Marine Laboratory Daily Beach Conditions http://www.moat.org/beaches, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission FWC Red Tide Status http://myfwc.com/red-status. Florida Red Tide Health Information. Consult the Florida Department of Health. http://www.maflorida.com/medicine/aquatic/redtide.htm, or call the Poison Control Center, 18,2,221,222. Inclusion of external links does not constitute endorsement by the Department of Commerce /NOAA of these external websites or the information, products, or services contained therein. Florida Red Tide information sources. Red Tide forecasts are provided by the National Ocean Service with data provided by the FWC and Moat Marine Laboratory.
This is NOAA Weather Radio WWG59, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. The tower for WWG59 is located near Venice, in Sarasota County, and serves west central and southwest Florida. Programming originates from the National Weather Service office in Ruskin. This station provides warning alerts for Sarasota, Manatee, Hardy, DeSoto, and Charlotte counties. The current time is 3:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
The tropical weather outlook issued by the National Hurricane Center in Miami.
This is NOAA Weather Radio WWG59, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. The tower for WWG59 is located near Venice, in Sarasota County, and serves west central and southwest Florida. Programming originates from the National Weather Service office in Ruskin. This station provides warning alerts for Sarasota, Manatee, Hardy, DeSoto, and Charlotte counties.
A marine weather statement for the following. Coastal waters from Bonita Beach to Englewood out 20 nautical miles, and coastal waters from Bonita Beach to Englewood out 20 to 60 nautical miles. Issued at 7:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Strong thunderstorms offshore southwest of Bonita Beach. At 7:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms, producing strong winds up to 33 knots, and possible waterspouts over waters west of Bonita Beach, Florida from 10 to 60 nautical miles, or about 25 nautical miles southwest of Sanibel, moving northeast at 15 knots. Mariners can expect gusty winds up to 33 knots, locally high waves, and deadly cloud-to-water lightning strikes. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately until the storm passes. Strong thunderstorms can produce waterspouts with little or no advance warning. Seek safety immediately. The flood warning continues for the Myakka River at Myakka River State Park until further notice. At 9 p.m. Friday, the stage was 8.5 feet. Flood stage is 7 feet. The river will continue to fall to a stage of 8 feet by Sunday morning. Impact, at 8.5 feet. Most of Myakka State Park is closed. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 7.2 feet on September 9, 2013. Do not drive cars through flooded areas. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The latest forecasts can also be found on weather.gov/Tampa Bay. You can follow on WS Tampa Bay on Twitter and like us on Facebook. The flood warning continues for the Peace River at Arcadia until further notice. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 13.8 feet. Flood stage is 11 feet. The river will continue to fall to a stage of 13.1 feet by Sunday morning. Impact, at 14 feet. Peace River campground floods and 6 homes at River Acres are impacted. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 12.3 feet on July 6, 2013. Do not drive cars through flooded areas. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The latest forecasts can also be found on weather.gov/Tampa Bay. You can follow on WS Tampa Bay on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Flood warning extended until Sunday evening. The flood warning continues for the Horse Creek near Arcadia until Sunday evening. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 13.4 feet. Flood stage is 12 feet. The river is expected to fall below flood stage by Sunday evening. Impact, at 14 feet. Buildings in Hidden Acres flood. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 12.7 feet on September 26, 2013. Do not drive cars through flooded areas. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The latest forecasts can also be found on weather.gov/Tampa Bay. You can follow NWS Tampa Bay on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast.
This is a practice flash demonstration test message. The following message is transmitted at the request of the MISC Florida .000. This is a test message. This is a test of the capability to relay emergency messages from non-National Weather Service sources using Department of Homeland Security and the National Weather Service systems. This practice flash demonstration test message is not intended to activate the emergency alert system. This is a test message. Do not take action based on this test message.
Serving Melbourne and vicinity, this is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXJ70, the voice of the National Weather Service. This broadcast comes to you from the National Weather Service office in Melbourne, Florida, on a frequency of 162.55 MHz. A required weekly test of the NOAA Weather Radio public warning system is conducted each Wednesday, between 11 a.m. and noon and again between 6 and 8 p.m. If severe weather is expected, this test will be postponed until the following day.
The National Marine Fisheries Service announces that the commercial sector for gray trigger fish in federal waters off the South Atlantic states is closed effective September 8, 2015 through December 31st, 2015. During the closure, all harvest of gray trigger fish is restricted to the bag and possession limits, and the purchase or sale of gray trigger fish harvested from federal waters is prohibited. The vessels issued a valid federal commercial or charter vessel had both permits of South Atlantic snapper grouper, the bag and possession limits and the prohibition on the sale and purchase of gray trigger fish apply to fish harvested in state or federal waters. Direct any questions to the National Marine Fisheries Service at 727-824-5305. The National Marine Fisheries Service announces that the commercial trip limit for vermilion snapper from federal waters off the South Atlantic states is reduced to 500 pounds per day effective 12:01 a.m. local time, September 10th, 2015. This trip limit is effective until the commercial quota is reached, or through December 31st, 2015, whichever occurs first. Direct any questions to the National Marine Fisheries Service at 727-824-5305.
The latest available surf temperatures.
Weekly test. The preceding signal was a test of the NOAA Weather Radio public warning system. Specially built receivers are activated by this signal to warn of severe weather or other hazards. Tests are normally conducted each Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon, and again between 6 and 8 p.m. If severe weather is expected on Wednesday, the test will be postponed until the next day, weather permitting. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning signals, can vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can result even though you are using a good quality receiver in perfect working order. Warning alarm tones are activated on transmitters for counties where the signal is reliably received in sufficient strength for consistent and dependable service. For station KIH26 in Daytona Beach, warning alerts will be activated for Volusia, Flagler, Putnam, Lake, Seminole, Brevard, and Orange counties. For station KIH63 in Orlando, warning alerts will be activated for Lake, Orange, Osceola, Polk, Seminole, and Volusia counties. For station WXJ70 in Melbourne, warning alerts will be activated for Brevard, Indian River, Orange, and Osceola counties. For station WWF69 in Fort Pierce, warning alerts will be activated for Indian River, Martin, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie counties. This has been a test of the NOAA Weather Radio public warning system. We now return to the regular broadcast program.
This is a civil emergency message.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Collier County Sheriff's Office in Naples, Florida. Attention Collier County. We are under a flash flood warning until 5:30 p.m. Due to heavy rainfall, there is severe flooding on most roadways in the Naples area, from Collier Boulevard, west to Miami Trail. Please stay where you are and off the roadways. If you are stranded, contact a tow truck to assist and notify the Sheriff's Office on their non-emergency number 23925-29300. Use 911 for emergencies.
The flood warning continues for the Peace River in Arcadia until further notice. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 13.8 feet. Flood stage is 11 feet. The river will continue to fall to a stage of 13.1 feet by Sunday morning. Impact at 14 feet. Peace River campground floods and 6 homes at River Acres are impacted. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 12.3 feet on July 6, 2013. Do not drive cars through flooded areas. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The latest forecasts can also be found on weather.gov/Tampa Bay. You can follow on WS Tampa Bay on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Flood warning extended until Sunday evening. The flood warning continues for the Horse Creek near Arcadia until Sunday evening. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 13.4 feet. Flood stage is 12 feet. The river is expected to fall below flood stage by Sunday evening. Impact at 14 feet. Buildings in Hidden Acres flood. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 12.7 feet on September 26, 2013. Do not drive cars through flooded areas. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The latest forecasts can also be found on weather.gov/Tampa Bay. You can follow on WS Tampa Bay on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Issued at 4:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 5 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time. High rip current risk now in effect through Sunday evening. Rip current timing through Sunday evening. Rip current impacts. Waves of 3 to 5 feet coming from the west will produce 2 to 3 foot surface area beaches, resulting in high risk for rip currents. Rip currents are powerful channels of water flowing quickly away from shore, which occur most often at low spots or breaks in the sandbar and in the vicinity of structures such as groins, jetties, and piers. Heed the advice of lifeguards and the beach patrol. Pay attention to flags and posted signs. High risk. Rip currents are life-threatening to anyone entering the water. The surf is dangerous for all swimmers.
The current time is 7:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is NOAA Weather Radio WXJ70, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.475 megahertz. The tower for WXJ73 is located near Fort Myers, in Lee County, and serves Southwest Florida, with programming originating from the National Weather Service office in Rutkin. This station provides warning alerts for Lee, Charlotte, DeSoto, Glad, Henry, and Collier counties.
Serves Daytona Beach and vicinity. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station KIH66, the voice of the National Weather Service. This broadcast comes to you from the National Weather Service office in Melbourne, Florida, on a frequency of 162.4 megahertz. Routine tests of the weather alert feature are normally performed on wet days, between 11 a.m. and noon, and again between 6 and 8 p.m., as weather permits.
This is NOAA Weather Radio, station KIH26. the National Weather Service forecast for Daytona Beach and surrounding communities. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for the KPS505 listening area for the following counties in Florida: Citrus, Hernando,
Winds 5 to 10 knots.
Inverness, Bushnell, the Villages, Brooksville, and Spring Hill.
This is NOAA Weather Radio KWN38, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.55 megahertz. The tower for KWN38 is located in Maritown, in Levy County, and serves north central Florida. Programming originates from the National Weather Service office in Ruskin.
You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station WNG522 in Palatka, Florida, serving northeast Florida and the adjacent coastal waters 24 hours a day on a frequency of 162.425 megahertz. Broadcasts originate from the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville.
This is NOAA Weather Radio SMD&Cs. This is NOAA Weather Radio WWF38, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. The tower for WWF38 is in Lewisville, in Citrus County, and serves west and north central Florida, with programming originating from the National Weather Service office in Ruskin. Serving for Cruz and vicinity. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WWF69, the voice of the National Weather Service. This broadcast comes to you from the National Weather Service office in Melbourne, Florida, on a frequency of 162.425 megahertz. Routine tests of the weather alert feature are normally performed on wet days, between 11 a.m. and noon, and again between 6 and 8 p.m., as weather permits.
You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station WWF85 in Ocala, Florida, serving the North Florida Peninsula 24 hours a day on a frequency of 162.525 megahertz. Broadcasts originate from the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville.
You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio Station WWF86 in East Point, Franklin County, Florida, operating 24 hours a day on a frequency of 162.50 megahertz. This broadcast originates from your National Weather Service office in Tallahassee, Florida. The latest weather and forecast information can also be accessed by calling our automated forecast line at 850-942-8851. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio Station WWF88 in Salem, Taylor County, Florida. The station operating 24 hours a day on a frequency of 162.425 megahertz from a tower provided by telecommunications. This broadcast originates from your National Weather Service office in Tallahassee, Florida. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio Station WWH20 in Holmes County, Florida, operating 24 hours a day on a frequency of 162.45 megahertz. This broadcast originates from your National Weather Service office in Tallahassee, Florida.
Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for the WXJ70 listening area for the following counties in Florida: Pogue, Hardy, and Highlands, including the cities of Lakeland, Winter Haven, Wauchula, Sebring, and Avon Park.